everyone, it's Jane here. Okay, today I'm going to actually give you some strategies to use to try to work out what is creating anxiety and what is not making you happy in life. Because most often we're anxious, either we're very, very stressed, and there are certain things that aren't happy in our life. Okay, so this is how do we discover that? Well, I'm about to show you how. So the first thing I would like you to do, and forgive me for looking at my notes, but I can't just rehearse all this prior. Okay, so the first thing is that we have to change our lives by, first of all, making a list of what we value in life, what is important to us. For example, is it important that if we're in a relationship we're treated well? Even with friends, is it important we're always treated well? Do we want relationships with people that make us feel good about ourselves? What's important to us is, are your children always very inclusive if you were to have a relationship? Do you expect that your friends understand that you have children? You can't always go out with them anytime that they want to because they're single. You may also look at certain characteristics you want from a partner. Are they intelligent? Will they mind you having a career? You can say, well, in that list of what's important to you, career is important to you. Are you wanting to get married, or rather you live with someone, or maybe even stay single? Do you want to travel in your life? You know, these are really important things that you have to sit down and think, what makes you happy? How much money is enough? Do you want to own a home? If you can't afford to buy a house, what else could you do with that money? So once you've written your list of what's important to you, the next stage is to write down what you're happy with in life. So write down a list. What am I happy in life? Okay, I'm really happy in my job. I'm happy with the way my children have turned out. I'm happy the way my social life is. Then what you do is you write down what you're not happy with. So you write down a list of what you're not happy with. Then what I want you to do next is write down what action you can take to improve those things that you're unhappy with. Let's say you're unhappy with your job. It's not interesting you as much and there's too much stress as a project manager, for example. What can you do to change that? Well, maybe either, take another job, maybe still get a good wage like I'm getting for project management, but I really am getting so stressed having to manage that many people and it's not doing my anxiety much good. So you might want to look at what steps can you take. So you might think, what action can I take for that? And that's the whole thing. If you don't take action, nothing changes. Okay, it's just a list. So look at that list and work out what action can you take for each thing that you're not happy in. You've got a friend who doesn't treat you really well, so that might be quite a logical, simple one. Now, it might be a bit more complicated. You've known them all your life, etc. So you might decide, rather than discard them, what can you do? Have a talk with them, tell them how you're feeling, or has it come to a point where they treat you so badly that you really can't be bothered with the friendship and you're going to eradicate the friendship off the face of the earth? It could be that you're kind of not happy with things, that the way that you're being treated in a relationship, and you think that he could be helping me around the house more. I've got kids and I'm working as well, and he comes home and sits, but I'm still got till 9 o'clock at night looking after the children and doing this and that. Now, how could you resolve that? Okay, I need to talk. Now let's have a look at it. I've tried to talk before and all he does is just ignore me. So what's the next action you could take? Is maybe have a chat to him about going to a marriage guidance counsellor. Okay, are you getting my drift? Okay, so by writing down what is important to you, what is making you unhappy, then you're starting to generally shed the layers and try and work out your life to become less anxious, less stressed. Because the more stressed we are, the more anxious we are. Now, the final thing I want you to do is look at them and study them, and then you start making a journal. Now, I want you to keep this journal every single day for about 2 weeks before looking at it, right? And I want you to actually record all the worrying thoughts that you have. So it means checking on your mind all the time, every day, for 2 weeks. And I want you to just jot it down, even if it's just like unhappy relationship, worried about Diane, she's upsetting me as a friend. Constantly worried about people talking about me behind my back. Worried that every time I go out, I'm really, really anxious because I think people have been critical about me. So these might be the worrying thoughts you're having, and you write them down. And at the end of 2 weeks, you go back to that journal and you read it. If you haven't kept the journal like really constantly, taking that journal to work and everything, you won't discover what the thought patterns are. So you really have to be dedicated to write down those thoughts. You might start to see that you've got a pattern thinking unhappy thoughts about your relationship with your partner. Most of the thoughts on there that you see in the journal are constantly like resentful, angry, feeling upset, feeling unfairly treated. Could you start to see this pattern of forming in the journal? So you know then, oh my goodness, I don't realise how much I think about this and how much stress is impacting on me. So what I really need to do is do something about it. I can't keep on living like this because I'm going to get anxiety and I'm going to have panic disorder, and it's not making me happy. I have to do something about it. So again, do you talk about it or do you go to a counsellor, etc.? And you can have steps, you can work out what to do. You might, for example, be constantly worrying about your job. Worry. And you realise, oh my God, look at all these thoughts that I'm having about work, and they're all worrying thoughts. Okay, then you start to see a pattern. Work is causing me great stress and I need to do something about it. Are you getting my drift? Okay, so let's start on that, and then I will come back and we will do another video. So I hope this helps. Make sure you do these things. So write down what's important to you. Then write down what you're happy in life, what is making you happy. Write down what you're not happy with in life. Then look at each thing and make an action plan. What can you do about it? After that, look at them and study them and think, okay, yes, I might take, you can break it down. I'll do this step for that. Then you go and have a look at the journal and you start journaling and you think about it and you look at it in 2 weeks and you see the patterns of thought. Okay, good luck with this. It's a really helpful thing. I use it in counselling with clients and it's amazing what comes out that they didn't even realise how much they think about on a constant level. That's worrying them, and no wonder they're constantly stressed and getting anxiety. Okay, take care everyone. See you soon. Bye for now.